Welcome on the Cosmic Atom, the Sunday school teacher from Kentucky would lay down, get into a profound trance, and talk in a voice that was radically different from his own about medical problems that individuals he had never met were having. While he was unconscious, Edgar Cayce offered over 14,000 documented readings that were recorded by stenographers and stored. These readings included health advice, spiritual lessons, and prophetic revelations. People said they saw amazing changes after following his advice. He spoke about future wars before they occurred and gave facts about old civilizations that matched what archaeologists found later, all while he was fast sleeping. But here's something even more alarming about the things he could do. Cayce said he was tapping into what he dubbed the universal mind, which he thought was a cosmic wellspring of all information. This wasn't simply a psychic entertainment. This was a very religious guy from Kentucky who unintentionally found out that he could enter altered states of consciousness that let him see things that most people can't. I'm going to show you how Cayce's recorded skills show that awareness works outside of the body. Why his predictions about our present spiritual awakening are coming true, and most importantly, how you may use the tools he taught in his readings to reach the same higher levels of consciousness. Hit the subscribe button and switch on alerts if you want to learn more about your spiritual potential. Because what I'm about to tell you will revolutionize the way you perceive the world. Edgar Cayce wasn't born with psychic powers. He was a photographer and Sunday school teacher who found out he was good at something after he lost his voice and a hypnotist helped him go into a trance. During this session, Cayce figured out what was wrong with him and gave himself a therapy that entirely fixed his voice. But what occurred next? Went against everything people believed they understood about how the mind works. People heard about this amazing recovery and started requesting Cayce to read their medical issues while he was in trance. Cayce would tell individuals he had never met what their symptoms were, what their diseases were, and what therapies would work for them. The Association for Research and Enlightenment in Virginia Beach has a lot of records of these readings, and many of them include follow-up accounts from the persons who got them. This is when things become very fascinating. Cayce didn't simply give out medical information. His readings spoke about previous lifetimes, predicted future events, and taught spiritual lessons about the nature of awareness and what people are capable of. The texts always said that the brain doesn't make human awareness. The Cayce material posits that the brain operates as a receiver, attuning to the frequencies of consciousness present in what the readings refer to as the universal mind or Akashic records. But here's what the Cayce readings said about awareness that changes everything. Based on the recorded lessons that came via Cayce's readings, we assume we know about spiritual growth. Everyone can reach these higher levels of awareness. The readings said that what we term psychic powers are really natural talents that become accessible when our minds are in the right state to pick up on higher levels of awareness. Take a time to think about this. If the Cayce readings were true and the evidence shows that they had some amazing insights, then all of the limits you think you have on your spiritual powers are just a question of learning how to expand your awareness. This isn't a fantasy from the New Age. This is based on more than 14,000 documented readings that the Association for Research and Enlightenment saw, recorded, and stored. In 3 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what the Cayce readings said to do to expand your awareness. But first, let me tell you about the most important thing about his work that has been written down. The Cayce readings were more than simply about healing and spiritual growth for each person. They had a complete picture of human awareness, reincarnation, and spiritual growth that was decades ahead of its time. The preserved texts say that each individual is an everlasting soul that has transient human experiences. The readings said that we come back to life many times to acquire certain lessons and improve our spiritual abilities. Most crucially, the readings showed that groups of spirits commonly come back to life together to achieve spiritual goals as a group. But hold on, there's more. The Cayce readings said that starting in the late 20th century, people will start to wake up spiritually quite quickly. The readings spoke of big changes in people's minds, the rise of new ways to cure, and a generation of individuals who would naturally acquire skills that earlier generations thought were impossible. Does this sound familiar? The Cayce readings said that this is the moment when humanity's next evolutionary leap in awareness will happen. The readings showed us something shocking about our historical period right now. Readings from the 1940s say that the time we're living in today is a confluence of significant cycles in the evolution of people and the planet. The readings said that advanced souls from earlier civilizations decided to be born at this time to assist people through this change. This implies that if you want to grow spiritually, become more aware, or help others during these times of transition, you could be doing precisely what the Cayce readings said was necessary for our collective advancement. Now we get to the most essential question. If the Cayce readings taught us we may all improve our awareness powers, how can we really achieve this utilizing the tools that are still available in his written work? The Cayce readings showed me 3 basic ways to open up my mind, and I'm going to tell you about each one right now based on what I've learned. What the readings dubbed attunement is the first key. To get clear signals, a radio has to be properly tuned. Similarly, your mind needs to be in line with higher frequencies via certain routines. The Cayce readings suggested meditating every day, but with specific methods that most people don't know about. The recorded literature on spiritual growth say that the first step in meditation is to completely relax the body, beginning with the feet and working your way up through each section of the body. But here's the most important portion that most folks overlook. The readings spoke about how to direct your mind upward via spiritual centers that are similar to what Eastern faith call chakras. The readings emphasize that these centers are like steps for consciousness to take to go from physical awareness to spiritual dimensions. This is done by shifting attention through these centers in a prayerful way. The readings said that anybody might get knowledge and healing energies that are not normally available to people. Purification, both physical and spiritual, is the second theme that comes up a lot in the Cayce readings. The readings constantly underscore that the body functions as a temple for awareness, and that certain meals, ideas, and activities can augment or reduce psychic receptivity. In readings regarding spiritual growth, authorities suggested sticking to a primarily vegetarian diet, staying away from alcohol and stimulants, and, most importantly, keeping your motives clean. The readings say that psychic powers that are utilized for selfish reasons will eventually go away, while those that are used to help others will keep growing. This is why some individuals seem to lose their amazing spiritual gifts once they obtain them. The Cayce material consciousness says that spiritual growth and the ability to employ these abilities for the greater welfare of everyone are intimately related to expansion. The final essential, which will change your spiritual practice forever, is what the text termed consecration. This implies using your enlarged consciousness as a conduit for divine healing and direction. This is where the Cayce readings become quite useful for your spiritual growth right now. People who read about spiritual growth wanted to know how regular people might get the same powers that Cayce showed in his trance states. The solution was surprisingly straightforward, but it takes a lot of dedication. The text suggested that people practice what they termed being a channel of blessing for others every day. The established teachings say that this isn't about big gestures or spectacular healings. People who regularly held healing intentions for others, silently prayed for people they met, and actively looked for ways to help would start to get spontaneous joyful, intuitive insights, help with healing and spiritual direction. But here's what most people don't get about the Cayce readings and expanded awareness. The readings said that the rise of human awareness that is happening today is not merely a chance for people to grow. The documented information says that it's very vital to be ready for changes on Earth and spiritual trials that will test how ready people are for the next stage of growth. The readings said that those who grew their awareness and devoted themselves to service would be anchors of light throughout times of big changes in the world. These spiritually awakened people would help others who may be feeling lost by the fast changes in human awareness and the state of the world by giving them stability, healing, and direction. This indicates that your spiritual growth isn't only about making yourself happy. If the Cayce readings are correct, your expanded awareness is really helping mankind evolve at one of the most significant times in our planet's history. You may start using this precise strategy that the Cayce readings suggested right now. The texts say that you should start each day with something called entering the silence as part of your spiritual growth. This isn't just sitting about and meditating, it's actively tuning in to a higher level of awareness. The readings said to start by saying that you want to be a conduit for healing and guidance all day. Then, as the instructions say, relax your body in a methodical way while seeing your awareness ascending via spiritual centers from the base of your spine to the top of your head and beyond. The readings at each location told you to stop and give that part of yourself for spiritual service and cleansing. When you get to the top of your skull, the readings said that your awareness spreads out into a sphere of light that surrounds your whole body. The guidelines say that while you're in this enlarged condition, you should ask for whatever direction, healing, energy, or spiritual insights will be most useful for your service that day. The written teachings say that the most important thing is to close each session with thanks and a promise to seek for ways to share what you learn with those who might use it. But hold on. There's one more thing about the Cayce readings that will dramatically change how you see your spiritual potential. The readings on former lives and soul development showed that everyone has the knowledge and skills from all of their previous lifetimes stored in their subconscious mind. This indicates that the spiritual abilities you're striving to acquire could really be skills you had in past lives. According to the archived teachings, people who studied in mystery schools, worked as healers, or lived in advanced spiritual civilizations often made quick progress in their spiritual development by remembering things instead of learning them. These breakthroughs seemed impossible based on what they had learned in this life alone. The readings indicated that individuals who had served as healers, educators, or spiritual practitioners in past lifetimes would see a natural resurgence of those skills when their present incarnation was prepared to use them responsibly for the benefit of others. This alters everything about how we grow spiritually. You could not be attempting to learn new skills from start. Instead, you might be striving to recall skills that are already in your soul memory and are just waiting for you to be ready to utilize them properly. Here's how to start tapping into your own spiritual gifts and recollections. The Cayce readings said that you should ask your subconscious mind before you go to sleep to show you any spiritual skills or healing abilities that you're ready to remember and employ for service. The readings said that you should be clear about what you want. You may ask for dreams, insights, or sudden knowledge that will help you serve others better. The readings stressed the need of writing down dreams, thoughts, or feelings that occur to you while you sleep or when you wake up. Cayce says that the subconscious mind will slowly show you talents from former lives via symbolic dreams and gut feelings when it knows that your conscious mind is ready to use this knowledge in a positive way. Now, here's what the Cayce readings showed regarding the timescale for humanity's spiritual growth that will blow your mind. Readings done throughout Cayce's life say that the time we're living in now is the end of many important cycles in the evolution of people and the planet. The readings said that enlightened spirits from past civilizations, including Atlantis and ancient Egypt, chose to be born at this time to lead people through this change. This implies that if you feel like you want to grow spiritually, learn from the past, or help others during these times of transition, you may be one of these enlightened souls who has come back to help mankind evolve. The readings said that these teachers and healers who had come back to life will know each other via encounters that happen at the same time, mutual interests in expanding awareness, and a deep inner understanding that they have essential work to do together. You could be part of the sort of soul group that works together on this if you sensed a spiritual purpose or made important relationships with other people who are interested in developing their awareness. The Cayce readings are necessary for making it through this evolutionary change. Here's a practical approach for speeding up your spiritual growth. Based on what Cayce wrote down, first, use the approach I spoke about in the readings to make attunement a part of your everyday routine. The article stressed that consistency is more important than length. You will get better results from 15 minutes of honest practice every day than from lengthier sessions every once in a while. Second, start each day with a prayer or purpose to be a healing presence for everyone you meet. This easy exercise will help you connect your mind with the service attitude that the Cayce readings said was necessary for spiritual growth. Third, pay attention to things that happen at the same time, dreams that indicate something, and gut feelings, particularly those that tell you how you can assist or heal people. The stored advice says that these are frequently the first signals that your enlarged awareness is starting to work. Fourth, learn about metaphysical ideas not only to learn, but to help you live your life. The Cayce readings stressed that spiritual knowledge is only wisdom when it is used to help others. Finally, according to what I've read about social groups, you should connect with other people who are also dedicated to spiritual service, awareness, and growth. We should help each other grow and work together to complete our spiritual goal as a group. But the Cayce readings said that those who are able to achieve these expanded awareness powers in our time would be able to do so. According to records from his whole career, those who devote themselves to spiritual growth and service at this moment of awakening will see their souls expand far faster than they would in a regular lifetime. This is because the powerful energy that comes with planetary change periods makes it possible for people to grow spiritually very quickly. The readings said that souls who take advantage of these chances would go on to higher levels of service and won't have to come back to Earth unless they choose to instruct future generations as spiritual teachers. This implies that your spiritual growth, right now, isn't only about making your life better. The Cayce literature says that you may be finishing karmic lessons and soul growth that are the result of many past lives of growth and learning. This is the most essential thing the Cayce readings taught me about how to go to a higher level of awareness that most people don't know. The secret is to learn how to do things that are beyond the normal. The recorded teachings say that the aim is to purify your motive so much that you become a clear conduit for divine healing and guidance to flow through you to those who need it. The readings said that when your consciousness is in line with this level of spiritual service, psychic abilities naturally develop as tools for better healing work. Dreams tell you what to do since your soul wants aid with assisting others. Intuitive insights come to you when someone around you needs the knowledge you're getting. This is why Cayce's skills were always useful. The accounts say that the readings originated from a mind that was entirely focused to serving others instead of making money or boosting its own ego. He was a conscious conduit for heavenly intelligence to provide healing and direction to those who needed it most. The same idea holds true for your spiritual growth. You clean up your motives and give your mind to service. you'll find that you automatically start to get knowledge, healing energies, and spiritual insights that don't appear to originate from your own thinking. The question isn't whether you have these skills. The Cayce readings on human potential say that every soul has an infinite number of spiritual abilities. The key is whether you are willing to grow spiritually and become more service-oriented so that these skills may safely and efficiently show themselves in you. As we wrap off our look at Edgar Cayce's groundbreaking findings regarding human awareness, keep in mind that everything I've told you comes from documented readings that were watched, recorded, and stored at the Association for Research and Enlightenment in Virginia Beach. The Cayce material says that your awareness isn't limited by your physical brain. Your medical expertise doesn't limit your ability to heal. Your spiritual insights don't come just from your religious upbringing. Edgar Cayce's trance states revealed teachings that say you have access to global truth, healing energies and prophetic direction that can change your life and the lives of everyone you are intended to help. If you follow the precise instructions and use the ideas I've offered regularly with a genuine desire to help others, they will work. The Cayce readings said that our time will see a spiritual transformation, and the recorded material says that your involvement in this awakening is not an accident. The readings said that you decided to be here at this amazing time in human history because your soul understood you had something significant to give to the spiritual advancement of all people. Have faith that you can improve your spiritual skills by practicing them regularly and with pure desire. Find others who care about awareness, growth, and helping others as you do. What you come here to give the world is needed. According to the Cayce teachings, Edgar Cayce's recorded work shows that having great spiritual talents is not only conceivable, but also vital for dealing with the problems and chances that come up in our fast-changing environment. If this material has moved you in any way and you want to learn more about these higher levels of awareness and service, click the subscribe button and set on alerts right now. Send this video to those who are eager to learn about their genuine spiritual potential. Please leave a remark on your own experiences with expanded awareness or your desire to improve these skills. We are all rediscovering the spiritual abilities that the Edgar Cayce readings showed are accessible to anybody who approaches them with determination, a pure intent, and a real desire to serve the ultimate benefit of all life. Now is the time to start your spiritual growth. Your next conscious decision to connect with the boundless potential that the Edgar Cayce readings showed resides in every human soul will mark the beginning of your contribution to humanity's awakening. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive.
If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.